Welcome to Colonie TV, the governmental educational channel for the town of Colonie.
All right, well, welcome to Getting to Know You. My name is Joe Nash. Today we're going to be talking about the Troy Turkey Trot, the only turkey trot. We have with us the race director, George Regan, and from the city of Troy, Michael Fraser, who is the Deputy Public Information Officer. So welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
I hope you don't mind that today I'm going to be calling the Troy Turkey Trot the only turkey trot, because I know there's some other ones. But this race has a long history, and there's been a lot of changes this year. So why don't we start with you, George? Why don't you tell us a little bit about, you were also the director of the Freihofers race, so a lot of people know you. Tell us about, give us a little history first of the Troy Turkey Trot before we get going on the big changes this year.
That's a good point. I consider it the only turkey trot.
Wow. I'm going to be saying it.
And I appreciate that because it started in 1916. That makes it, and it hasn't run continually from 1916, but it's run 65 times.
It's also one of the oldest road races in the nation, right? I mean,
it is the sixth oldest road race in the country.
Okay.
Yes, and it's one of the largest turkey trots in the country as well. You know the Hudson Mohawk Roadrunners Club, and Ed Nealis, one of their historians or statisticians, is the one who went and did the history on this.
Okay.
And he dug it up, and he got back, found it started in 1916 as a 3-mile race, or a 2.2-mile race, and it was for veterans. And it's continued right up to through the 30s, and then it had a hiatus for 10 to 15 years. And Coach Bill Carley, is that right? Coach Bill Carley revived it in the New Age Turkey Trot, if you will, for Troy in 1965.
Okay, 1965. Well,
and so it's run continually since 1965. And I think in 1982. Didn't you set your PR there for 10K?
I might have. I was early the 40s. I have a shirt here I'll show.
Yeah, there it is.
This is one of the early shirts. Whoops. This is from 1982. Because I happen to be from Troy, and I've been going to Turkey Trot since 1975. So I guess I've run in, what's that? I've run in about 30-something of them. So.
That's amazing. Good job.
But it's a great day to be in Troy. I want to ask Mike here, you're from Troy, you work for the city. It is a great day to be in Troy. You're from Troy. Tell us about what this day means for Troy. And,
well, it's Troy's finest day.
Okay.
You know, we put a lot of energy, a lot of effort into our events over the course of the year, but when it comes to the Turkey Trot, this is the big one. This is the signature event where it's a homecoming. It's a great competition, whether you're in the local running community or whether you just grew up in Troy and you want to participate in an event. You go down, you see people you haven't seen in years. You see people who are from out of the area who have come home to spend Thanksgiving with their families. So from the city's perspective, it doesn't get any bigger than this. That's why. It's a large reason why we reached out to George and brought him in. We consider ourselves lucky to have one of the state's best and most accomplished race directors right in Troy, to handle this event.
Now I should say it's a great day for the Capital District too, not just Troy, but I think you were telling me before there's people from 30 states will be running?
36.
All right, so the most of them are people from Troy coming home, I think.
Maybe one day we'll ask all those people where they're from, what their connection is. But when you go down there and there's someone from Troy who grew up in Troy, you really appreciate it. And I think the local running community, which certainly extends well beyond Troy's borders, knows that this is the place to be on Thanksgiving morning.
Yes, it is a day I see a lot of my high school friends that I only see once a year. So now, George, there's been a lot of changes. Some of them are going back to the traditional. Why don't we start with, I guess the biggest change is the course or the starting times? What do you want to start with?
Right. There are a lot of changes, and that's always great. But let me add that we do have a program starting with Megan Farley. She's the weekend anchor for Fox 23 News. It's a virtual training program. So if there's any people out there who want to learn how to run, they can do it online. And so they just have to go to the website, TroyTurkeyTrot.com, click on virtual training, and the program will be laid out.
It gives guidelines on how to.
That's right.
If you've never run, how to get going for either a 5 or 10K.
That's correct. And nutritional guidelines and injury prevention guidelines. We have a nutritionist and a doctor, a chiropractor, working with us on this project.
Well, now,
so that's a change, and that's I think that's significant.
Okay. Now, as we speak, it'll be on the screen a lot. It's TroyTurkeyTrot.com has all the information you need. So why don't we start with the course change? You're going back to the old traditional River Street up and back, and tell us about the.
That's right, and as Mike said, this is a family day. This is about the families in the Capital District, and what better way to see how your brother or your sister or your mother or your father are doing than an out and back course. So because they're going to be right next to you. Coming back. And so we wanted to do the traditional course. We know everybody used to have fun with that. Everybody used to enjoy it. The race grew so large that the street could not accommodate an out and back, so we had to move it. That was the reason we moved it. But there's new timing technology now. So we're able to run this where we can put just the right amount of people on the street so it can accommodate an out and back.
So you're having
3 waves.
A staggered start, you call it? Or,
Yeah, staggered start, 3-wave start.
So it'll all be dependent on for your time. It'll be in a chip if you want to.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. The chips are in the bib, and they're automatically started when you go over the start mat, and automatically finished for you individually and personally when you cross the finish line.
But it was always fun though. Even though it was a little tight, going around there by the old, you see people talk as you get going. It did take a while to get going.
Oh yeah. When you mean from Monument Square?
Yeah.
When it started at Monument Square and it went down River Street to Fulton, and then you took that 90-degree right at 4th Street.
And then an immediate left.
I like that course too, but that's a little dangerous.
I know.
When you're trying to turn 5,000 people around a 90-degree corner, it's difficult. So we decided to leave it on 4th Street. We got a straight out shot. People can spread out. It's better that way. But we are finishing it back in the monument.
Very good.
At Monument Square. So, doing the finish.
I was going to ask Mike, did you hear from runners the last 2 years with that they wanted to go back, or they're changing? Or?
There were certainly some strong opinions expressed in that direction. And Monument Square, that's the heart of downtown. There are great coffee shops there. It's a great place for people just to congregate. It makes sense to finish at Monument Square. There's a lot of tradition right there, and the scenery's great. People are used to that. That's what people have been doing for years and years. So we think finishing up at Monument Square is certainly the way to go. That's part of that tradition, part of the feedback we got from runners last year is really the driving forces behind the change.
Well, everyone from Troy, we're very traditional over there.
Absolutely.
So the course changed. It's the same stars the last couple of years, but we're going to be ending in the place where it ended for whatever, 30 or 40 years.
That's right, yeah.
So now the other big change is the starting times with the 10Ks going first. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the little changes there, George?
Yeah, the 10K has about 900 to 1,000 participants in it. The 10K is the USA Track and Field Adirondack Association Championship at that distance.
What does that mean? It's a championship for our region?
Yes, yes. The region is the northeastern portion of New York State. Yeah, so. Kingston to Canada to Utica. So that region, this is the championship.
This is their championship. So
this
that means
their championship.
You'll have some pretty good runners there and up front.
We'll have the best in that region, and the city has put up $3,000 in prize money for that. So. And then they added this year, they added another $1,000 in prize money for masters, those that are over 40. So you have to be a USA Track and Field member in order to compete in the championship portion of the 10K.
Okay.
Now, USA Track and Field started a Grand Prix series last year, several years ago, and there's 12 races in it. This race is the culminating race of the Grand Prix series.
This is for the whole country?
No, this is for the
for
Adirondack
our region. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Okay.
right.
So, okay. So
Maybe. We're thinking about bidding for the United States Championship for the whole country.
Well,
Why not?
But Mike has to talk to the mayor about that.
Yeah, we got to look at a budget and some expansive marketing.
Well, you have the Freihoffers as the national.
Yes,
champion.
Freihofer's hosted 25 national championships
Well,
for women at 10K and 5K distance both. So yes, I do have connections there.
All right, so you
and that could be a possibility. Well, we can certainly look into it. But for now, it's the region's championship.
Yes, okay.
The region
And the 10K starts at 8 a.m., correct?
That's right.
That's
We
the new
wanted to
time?
do the 10K first because really Thanksgiving is about family and getting home to family and getting home to Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes.
Last year,
Well, everything's earlier this year.
Last year we didn't start the 10K until 11 o'clock, so they didn't get out of there until 1. We were
Yeah.
still cleaning up. We didn't get out of there until 4.
That's a good change.
Well, so 8, it's 90 minutes, 8 to 9:30, and then the kids in the walk will go off right at 9:30.
9:34. That's the grade school mile.
The grade school mile
and the turkey walk.
walk.
That's people who just want to walk and.
That's right, and the kids, and those are going to be free events.
Free, okay.
There's no charge. There was a charge last year for the kids, the grade school mile, but we've taken the emphasis off of competition and we've put it on participation here for the kids.
And then
9:45, the big one.
So let's talk a little bit about this.
Plus.
How many are going to be in the 5K?
5,000 plus participants. Yeah.
I think when I started running the turkey trot, literally, there was more in the 10K.
There was.
And the 5K was considered, but now it's almost going the opposite as
It
we've all
has.
gotten older.
You're absolutely right, Joe.
So-
and you know what else has gone the opposite? Female participation.
I read in something here, 65% of the runners are female.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So that's
I
going in
didn't
the
know.
opposite
Okay.
direction. And it's about 50-50 now for the marathon distance. That's
Okay.
26 miles.
Wow.
It's about 50% men, 50% women on average across the country. But when you get down to the lower distances, the average goes up to about 60 to 65% women.
So the 5K is going to be 9:45. That is a little bit early. That'll be good, so people will be able to get home. So now, well, the other I should mention, it's all on the website, TroyTurkeyTrot.com. You can register. It's only $20 if you register by October 21st. It goes up to $25 between the 22nd and the 19th, and then the last 2 days, the last chance registration will be $30. So let's see. One other thing. And I should ask Mike now. To accommodate all these runners, I think a big thing is going to be parking. So maybe, Mike, you could talk a little bit about how is the city going to be managing. There's a lot of free places to park, and you can mention some of those places.
There's actually 3 parking garages
Okay.
right in the immediate vicinity of where the race is held.
Okay.
We have one right on Fifth Avenue by the Troy Record Building. We have one on State Street toward the end, State and River Street, and right across the Uncle Sam parking garage,
Okay.
right on River, between River and Fourth. People know Troy, and sometimes the reputation for parking is a little bit clouded. But for this event, the 3 big parking garages right there, all free for the weekend. I can say from firsthand experience, I went down last year, got a great spot about 2 blocks away from the starting line. We do our best to keep the streets cleared and to point people in the right direction. So again, we don't anticipate a problem, and there's a lot of availability.
Well, I
right
think
around.
this race has been going on so long. I think most people. I usually park down near Russell Stage and walk up or jog up to get a little.
People come. People come back, and families again who are familiar with the area, familiar with the streets of Troy. So people probably have their spots picked out already.
Oh, okay. So now, one other aspect of the race, I think this is new. Georgia, you could talk about this. You have these different levels of the team. How does that work? You have mother, daughter, father, son, husband, wife, brother, sister. What's this team stuff all about?
Yeah, there's 8 total teams.
Okay.
What the team stuff is all about, it's all about family. And, how nice is it for dad to run with his daughter and for them to sign up as a team?
Oh, so you can sign up as a team.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. And you just go to the website. If you go to our registration page, it'll ask you if you want to sign up for one of these family teams.
Oh, okay.
Mother, daughter, sister, sister, mother, son, father, son, father,
know.
daughter, brother, brother,
Yes, there's
sister, sister.
Okay.
So there's eight family teams. And again, this is in the spirit of the family tradition here in Troy at the Troy Turkey Trot.
Well, I mean, for people watching, if you've never been to it, it's hard to believe people maybe not have, but it is a great day. You see, there's a lot of camaraderie. I run into people I see. You see little groups of people. You see a lot of people running, all dressed sort of similarly.
Yes.
They have their own theme.
Right.
Now, there are 4
Costumes.
Yeah, there's a lot of costumes. I think there's a guy. I think ever since I've been running, who runs with a full pack. Do you know anything about that guy, Mike?
I don't know his history, only that I've seen him about 15 different years.
I think I've seen him for at least 20 years. He ran in he's in the Army or Marines, I can't remember now, but he runs with the full gear, the backpack, and he's been doing it for...
And he's a crowd favorite.
Yeah.
You know, every section of that race that he runs past, people
and
are
I
cheering,
think
applauding, saluting.
For about 20 years, maybe George knows this guy, there used to be a guy in a Spider-Man costume. I haven't seen him in a while, though. Do you know who I mean?
I do. And
he was there for 20 years.
right. And he works for United Parcel
Okay.
Service. And I think he retired from
Okay.
United Parcel Service.
Well, one of the
but has he retired from the Troy Turkey Trot? Spider-Man.
I don't know. I haven't seen
Stay
him.
tuned.
All right. Well, maybe he's in the 10K. What was the other thing? I think one of the pictures you'll see on the screen is someone in as Santa Claus. But that is one of the aspects. I mean, I know that some of the runners up front might take it a little seriously. I think the overwhelming majority of people take it as not too serious, and it's a good, fun day to...
Well, there's one fellow that runs with a pot around his belly, and he's he has his shorts on, but he doesn't have a shirt on.
I've seen him,
or
yes, I know
leggings.
he- yes.
So I'm not sure what he is, but I'm thinking that it's the turkey going into the pot.
It could be.
But I'm not sure.
I've seen people run...
He doesn't look like a turkey to me.
I've seen people run all connected in one thing. I mean, I've seen it all since I've run 30 something of them.
And you know, those there are more and more people doing that. It's surprising. You see.
It is a great day.
You see it there.
Now, one other thing. Now you have 4. I'm reading here. There's 4 divisions, and I was going to mention this, but then I noticed it's part of one of your press releases. I was going to mention that there's one unofficial. What's the term? One unofficial race called the Turkey Leg, where people just run to the ale house. Now, Mike? Is that I read here that you're going to try and make that part of the official race sometime, or
the ale house is
next year?
Next year, we're talking with the ale house and trying to make them. They're already part of this tradition.
They're
part
one
of the
biggest,
fabric.
yes.
They're part of the fabric of this race, and people enjoy that. It's that kind of community. That kind of neat kind of community connection that they have to this race that's been grown and developed over time. But it makes sense to bring them on board in an official capacity. People enjoy it. I don't know. I know my daughter ran last year, and I had a group of friends who had just run the Turkey Leg, and they were yelling, high-fiving her in the street. It's an enthusiastic and fun time.
That Turkey Leg seems to get bigger every year because they only have to run about a mile. How far
It's
is
a mile. It's a mile from the start to the ale house.
And I know that the ale house every year on Thanksgiving they make a big donation to the local food or something. I know they take money at the door, and it's always a ton of money, and so that's always again a good part of it's a part of Troy.
They actually have a frozen turkey leg that they give the winner.
I did not know that. I mean, I see because they have their own shirts, and I've seen people.
That turkey leg's been in their freezer for like 20 years.
Oh, it's the same one.
It's the same one.
Well, that's just this part of the spirit of the Troy Turkey Trot that hopefully you're getting a sense of here as we talk about it. So now, have we missed anything, George and Mike? Anything else you want to?
Well, yeah. I mean, we keep wanting to add amenities to the event to keep the participants happy.
Oh wait, I forgot. There's some entertainment down at the.
There's some entertainment, yes, but we've got gender-specific technical shirts this year. So we've gone away from the cotton shirts.
Okay.
And we've gone to the wicking T-shirts. It wicks the sweat away from you. And they're gender specific. So we've got the female cut and the male cut.
All right.
So that's pretty interesting. I think that's a big change. that the
okay.
participants are going to love.
All right. Now,
Yeah.
what is it? A wicking shirt?
Yes.
All right, so-
They call it a technical
Okay.
shirt.
So the first.
It's really 100% polyester. That's just a marketing term.
All right. So.
But they do work well. All my shirts now are wicking shirts. I don't know of any event that are giving away cotton shirts anymore.
Okay.
This was the last holdout, and we finally changed that this year.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Well, they're more expensive to purchase, especially when you're buying 6.
So I'm going to have to
shirts.
hold on to my 30 shirts from the old days.
Yeah, actually, I was going to ask if I could borrow them for a photo shoot I'd like to do.
I think I have 30 different ones.
Well, that's because, the turkey changes
Yes.
every year.
Well, I noticed people will see the new logo. It is a little different this year.
Yes,
It's
the new logo.
more of a.
I think that turkey got caught
Okay.
or is about to.
So now, Mike, I forgot about this. We can talk about. There's some entertainment at the finish line or starting line or both? What is it?
It's at the finish line.
Finish line,
And
okay.
um, it's a band. There'll be some vendors out. Our business improvement district will keep coffee shops open there.
Okay.
So the entertainment is just an added amenity to this. Creates a more fun atmosphere. It's important. There's a high level of competition here, but as George said,
Yeah.
it's also an event. It's a community event. It's a family event. And another part of that makes that community connection are the charities that are involved here this year.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us about
Once again, the Regional Food Bank and the Boys and Girls Club of Troy and Lansingburg
Okay.
are the Trot's charities this year. This is, as I said before, the signature event for Troy. It's the tie to the community, the connection to the community is extremely strong, and being able to give back a little to these organizations that do so much in the city of Troy and throughout the Capital District is an important component to all of this.
Now, can people donate when you register, or does a certain amount of everything go to those groups?
When you register, you have the ability to go and donate. Last year, we were fortunate enough to provide about $10,000 to the
okay.
Regional Food Bank. So it's certainly, in an event this size, it's important that we maintain that kind of connection to charity, to have thousands of participants here, keep them in mind as well.
Okay.
It's interesting to note that the Regional Food Bank also supplies food for the Lansingburg Boys and Girls Club and the Troy Boys and Girls Club,
Okay.
and all of the food pantries, of course, in the capital region. So what we would ask is that if there's any individual a participant who would like to bring a non-perishable food item down with you, we will have food pantries at the Troy Atrium to collect those. And last year, there was quite a surge. I think there were 500-600 pounds of non-perishable items were bought by participants.
Right.
They went to Hope 7 and Unity House and a few of the other pantries around Troy.
All right, so people can bring down non-perishable items. They'll be right down there at the starting line there. You can, okay.
That's right, correct.
So, is there anything else we want to add? Everything's at TroyTurkeyTrot.com. Oh, packet pickups. We didn't get to that. The packet pickups, once you register, you can pick them up down to Troy Atrium, 4th Street. If you're from this area, everyone knows where the Atrium is. But packet pickup is going to be Saturday the 17th and Tuesday and Wednesday, the 20th and 21st, noon to 7 in the Atrium. And just go down and get your stuff.
And you'll be able to register down there, too. We're going to be setting up online registration so you can go right on the computer.
You can register, during those days. if
During
you want.
those
Okay.
days as well, because online registration will close on Sunday at midnight.
Okay.
And paper registration will close then, too, to get ready for the bibs. But those people that are going to come in on Tuesday and Wednesday, will give them the opportunity to register there. So if you're one of those procrastinators like me, you still have a chance,
Yeah.
but we will not have any day of race registration. We just can't handle it.
Yeah,
There's
well,
too many
that's
people.
always tough when you have to do all that. So that is, I guess that's all.
Did we
for-
talk about the injury prevention?
Oh no,
seminar?
I'm sorry. You have more here than I have. So what is this?
Well, we've hooked up with Dr. Tim Maggs, orthopedic and chiropractor, and the Troy YMCA, actually the YMCA of the Capital District.
Okay.
And we're going to have an injury prevention and injury treatment program seminar. It's going to be today at 6:30 at the Troy YMCA, and it'll be on October 30th as well. So
Okay.
so if any of your listeners, your viewers, have decided to take up that virtual training. Here they can go to a seminar to show them how to stay injury-free.
So now I guess I'd mention, because this show will be run more than once, when you say today, the first date for this is what? Is going to be what, August?
October 10th.
October 10th
The
and
YMCA at 6:30 in Troy.
Okay,
And October 30th.
At the same
The
time.
YMCA at 6:30 in Troy,
Okay.
yes. Injury prevention and injury treatment.
okay. So,
Dr. Tim Maggs and the YMCA.
all right, and I guess I should mention too that besides going to the website TroyTurkeyTrot.com, there's also a Facebook page for Troy Turkey Trot.
There is
I
Facebook.
don't know, Mike. What can you tell us about that? Is
Twitter.
it pretty similar to
We have-
YouTube.
As you know, social media, it's not new anymore, but it's the way to connect with another audience, younger audience. And we've got a number of people who follow certainly the Troy Facebook page, and now the Turkey Trot, the dedicated page on Facebook. Twitter's out there. We'll be providing reminders, more information, like schedules, as George, of key events surrounding the Turkey Trot in a number of mediums, and the Facebook page will be one of them.
Okay, well, very good. Well,
And don't forget about the Green Island Bridge. That's going to be open until 7:45, and then we're closing it this year.
all right. So
Because the course, of course, the traditional
Yes.
course goes right
Okay.
across the bridge.
if you're coming over,
787.
if you want to come over the Green Island Bridge, you got to get there before 7:45.
That's right.
Okay.
You could still get off that exit and go over the Waterville Bridge,
Okay.
and that'll bring you right onto 4th Street, no problem. And you can still go over the Collar City Bridge,
Yep.
and you can still go over the Menands Bridge.
Yes, that's where I
And
come up.
Exactly. I mean, it's not like we are lacking any bridges
Yes.
in Troy.
You could come over the
But the
Waterford
Green
Bridge and go
Island,
down.
but the Green Island Bridge will not be open after 7:45.
All right, so except for that-
remember the 10K goes off at 8
So
o'clock.
except for that, on Thanksgiving morning, all roads lead to Troy in this area.
All roads lead to Troy.
The
Very
only
good,
turkey
Joe.
trot. So very good. So a lot of changes this year in the Troy Turkey Trot, starting times in the course. It's all on TroyTurkeyTrot.com. George Regan, race director. Mike Fraser, Public Information Officer at Troy. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
And we will see you down there. You'll see George probably all over the place on at the race.
Well, I have good staff this year,
Okay.
and they're very competent.
I know you're with
Bob Barnes is back.
Yes, Barnesy there. I say his name. I
Bobby
know him
Barnes.
from Troy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Patrick Linsky, and the whole team from USA Track and Field. The president, Don Lawrence, will be there. So we're going to be in good shape.
Very good. Okay. So.
But I'll still be running around.
Okay. So sign up, and again, if you've run it before, you want to come back. If you've missed the last couple of years and you want to come back, it is the only turkey trot. So thanks for
True.
being here, and we will see you next time.